Everyone knows, or is supposed to know, the governors run the states, and they represent the states. So they got two jobs. They only supposed to have one. They should only be running the state. There's no one that can represent a state and then do what states want. You don't work for the state, but then the state is a corporation created by the United States government. It's a business. They're an employee of that state. A governor is like the president of that state. But he'd probably be seen as something else, but he's called a governor. And then you have the mayor, because the governor, the governor's under the president. See? Leader, but leader, well, servant, because president's the servant of this higher master. So, when it comes to states are corporations. States don't have a body, don't have a brain, don't have eyes, don't have a mouth. So it cannot say, do this, do that, I order you to do this, do that. So they can't say that they're doing it for the state. They can't say that you broke a state law, because the state didn't create the law. The governor did. They need to tell us the truth. Quit playing these word games. The governor got the laws passed that he wanted for his state through the legislative branch. And Congress did allow that, come to find out. I've got the stuff screenshotted, but nobody wants to donate to help my channel grow, so I could be able to show you what I'm talking about on here, because I can't put pictures in the comment section of YouTube. The only one, you can't put pictures down there. Well, I don't know, maybe Rumble you can't either. I've never been on it to try. But I know the others, all the others, like, that's pretty much like X. You can put photos everywhere in any comment section, DM, whatever. They need to fix a DM or something in these comment sections. Well, I forget. I do have a place. The community posts. I forget about that. So I'll post them and we'll see if they'll let them stay up. But, yeah. Yeah, they made us something, but we are not supposed to abide by it. Citizens, or hell, citizens are not even to abide by it. They don't have the word citizen. Now below it, in the same paragraph, it's talking about something else with citizens and residents. But the first part, citizens and residents, it does not apply to with the rest. So everything else applies to everybody that works in the government. Most of their stuff only applies to those working in the government. Now, if you attack one of their employees, well, then you're a terrorist, and then they'll treat you as such. So, yeah, they're sitting here and they're projecting what they're doing onto a state. The people in the government are projecting what they're doing onto the United States corporation. I found out it too. It's just the United States corporation. There is no of America anymore. They did get rid of that. When they created it, they did not put United States of America as a corporation. Just United States is a corporation. So all the states united together makes up the corporate government, the corporation called the United States. There is no US of A. So we got three things we think exist, which America is supposed to be the only thing that exists, and then the US of A does not exist, and the US it really shouldn't exist in America, and it's not a country, It's the United States government, United States corporation, that's the White House, residing inside of Washington, D.C. That's what's controlling America, and they're not supposed to. The only way they can come onto American territory is if we allow those who are born in that piece of land, on that piece of land, or in it, however they want to put it as, whoever lives on that piece of land, well, they have to have a passport to come into America and to live in America. And then, if they ever need to, they can come and get that citizen, that U.S. citizen. They're never claimed to be an American unless they want to become an American, and then we have our own immigration system because we're foreign to them. And they don't want us to know that. Or we would have to have passports to be able to go into Washington, D.C. or onto. It's an island. It's an enclave. It's its own piece of land. It's separate. Just might as well see the border around it as like a river, water. It's its own island. And it's supposed to stay out of Americans' business and not be turning us into something that we're not when we're born on this land. America. Land has water around it. Except, we're on a big old continent. But they're separated into countries. Well, they actually call states countries. And now the state lines, used to be said state lines, they got everybody calling it border lines now. Because they turned every state into a country, a corporatized country. So they're projecting what they're doing onto the corporation that is Texas, or the corporation that is California. They're saying that that's doing it, when they're the ones in that corporation doing everything, and then blaming it on that. Oh, and then they blame it on the president, the higher up, or the governor. But now they got everybody just the president, or it's the states, or it's Russia. That's a corporation. The name Russia, that's a corporation. The name China, that's a corporation. It's a label. They're in all capital letters. Look at their language that they put amongst the regular language. That's in all, theirs is in all caps. And you look at it, you see it. Yeah, I imagine you somehow recognize something ain't right about it because it's there. Boom! And you're reading everything else. You can still, in your peripherals around where you're exactly looking, see them. So they're sticking in your head. Spells, word games. They play them. They're the contrarians, the magic wand of the orchestra. The dude with the orchestra used to use their hands. Then they went to a wand, a magic wand, and it is magic. It gets you to do what they want with words. And they move their hands like they're in a conductor, contrarian, orchestrating everybody. But y'all don't want to see it. Usually those who are moving their hands are conducting an orchestration upon you, an orchestra. To get you to think a certain way, and then act a certain way. And live your life their way. Instead of just going off and living it your way and thinking from your own mind. You're getting all this info from them, and then you're living your life their way. You sit back and think about everything you've done, and did I, on my own, without somebody else influencing me to do what all I did? Did I do all this on my own without someone else telling me this is what I should do and shouldn't do and all that? That shouldn't be in your life, like leaders and politicians. I'm talking about them. I'm not talking about individual outsiders that, they come up with something, oh, I think this, you know. And then you go, well, and then you have an open mind and you check it out. You're not just, they saying, do this, do that, and you going, okay, they're thinking for you. You're not thinking for yourself. You're not questioning. You're not having the open mind. Well, maybe that's not right, but I'll do a little experiment. Science. Science is in our hands, everybody's hands, individually. We all can do it. We all already do it at home when we cook. It's pretty much like science. When you cook and you're putting stuff, make it taste better. You know what I mean? It's hard for me just to not say, but because I don't like it. But there are times you can say it. I just say it too much. When I guess at times I shouldn't. That's what I think. But when you're in there and you got something and you bought something in a can and you're like, this don't taste like I would like it to taste. And so you do your little experiment and add in certain herbs, certain spices, whatever, brown gravy to make it taste better. So you can actually eat it or enjoy it more. Because food's supposed to be enjoyable. That's why oranges taste sweet, taste so good. Except for the ones you buy in the stores, they're frozen. The ones that, you open up and you find ones that look like they're dried out and you eat them, they're kind of pretty dried out. That's because they've been frozen. They're freezing the fruit. And it destroys them faster. So you got to go to the store and buy more because you're finding them no good. You don't return them and say, look, and complain. Say something. Stand up for what's right. But y'all don't want to. Y'all don't want the truth. You can't handle the truth. It's too much. Bright light is too much. I can't handle a lot. You're shining a light on what I'm ignorant of, and I don't like it. I don't want to know that I've been ignorant and fooled and played with and tricked. It's sad. If everybody stood up for what was right when they don't like something, just quit being a coward. Land of the cowards. Was it home of the slaves, land of the cowards? Everybody's cowards on this land. Damn near. I only say, I'm seeing it happening more and more. It's getting to 3%. 3%'s, standing up, tired of it. And it may be above that and getting close to 4%. And when it reaches enough, and they don't want it to go no higher, they're going to start a war, but it's still going to go up because people are going to see what's coming. So no matter what, we're going to end up in a war. They don't want us rising up. They don't want us waking up. They don't want us saying we want this and we want that, or else we'll shut you down. Our taxes pay for that water company to exist, the water filtration company. We have the right to go in there as their boss and fire every one of them and get rid of all the crap that they're putting in the water. They don't have to take it out. Oh, we use filtration and all this. Well, yeah. And they'd spend less money on changing out the filters and whatever else if they didn't put chemicals in it where they put enough to where it can't filter it all out. So that way there is enough in there to poison everyone, especially the children. Look how dumb the children are today. They're in their 20s. The young people, young grown-ups in their 20s, just so dumb. Even the ones early 30s, they're dumb. They're ignorant because they've been poisoned. It's not their fault. They've been poisoned. So That's my thoughts and opinions on all of that, and who's really in charge and who's really making laws and really doing all the bull crap. It's not the states, it's not the government, and it's not the president. Everyone and everything that they project on or point to that's doing it, they're projecting. The American people wants this. They're projecting. They're not saying the few American people that are the voters that are for whatever side, those are the ones that want it. Everybody else ain't telling them what they want, because we don't vote. So they go by the minority. And we're controlled by the minority. We gotta worry about the minorities. No, fuck the majority. We don't care what they want. We don't live in a republic where majority rules and majority wants to be free, wants to be left alone. We don't want this government. We don't participate in it. We don't vote.